Plastics. Everyone has heard of it. Everyone uses it. Everyone knows what it is. The effects of plastic, however, are starting to be more detrimental to the environment and the life that lives on Earth. By 2050, it is estimated that there will be more pounds of plastic in the ocean than there are fish. In fact, when the CEO of the Ocean Cleanup went diving, he said,
"While diving in Greece, I came across more plastic bags than fish." And astounded by the depressing sight, my Scottish dive buddy turned to me and said, "Well, lots of jellyfishes here, Dee. Seen about 1,000.
As the second leading global issue, there isn't enough awareness on pollution, and more importantly, microplastics in the ocean. This is where the journey starts. Plastic was produced in 1907 by Belgian chemist Leo Baekeland. It wasn't until the late 1960s, however, that scientists and researchers became aware of the issue of ocean waste and the amount of plastic in the sea. Since then, 400 million tons of plastic has been dumped into the ocean and is still rising at a rate of 11 million metric tons per year. This number should make people more aware of the issue. But this is not the case, as a survey done by Globe Newswire says that only 65% of Americans said that they care about ocean plastics. While this number may seem high, America is near the bottom of almost every single ocean waste chart, dumping only 0.1 million metric tons of plastic into the ocean each year. Compared to China at 3.5 million metric tons, or Indonesia at 1.3 million metric tons, this is borderline nothing. Microplastics come from the deterioration of larger plastic waste, especially cleaning products, tires, and plastic bags. This process happens when these plastics face weathering, wind abrasion, and ultraviolet radiation from the sun. So, how do these microplastics end up in the ocean, you may ask? The answer is simple. These microplastic particles measure around 5 millimeters in size, making it easy to move around in enormous quantities. The particles then get picked up by wind and get drawn into the weather patterns all around the globe, which ultimately ends up dumping the particles into the ocean where there is a lack of wind or currents to push the waste around. It's not just the microplastics from the mainland either. It is what is being dumped directly into the ocean. It is estimated that 4.8 to 9.2 million tons of plastic is dumped into the ocean each year, with one garbage truck's worth of plastic dumped every minute. This waste has built up for so long it has started to destroy ecosystems of the deepest depths of the ocean and the reefs of the greatest beauty. While plastics don't contain any harmful chemicals to fish, they are magnets for some of the most dangerous. Polychlorinated biphenyls, or PCBs, and polybrominated diphenyl, or PBDEs, are two of the worst examples, as they cause permanent liver damage and lasting tissue inflammation to fish that ingest microplastics. Leading environmentalist Boyan Slat and the CEO of the Ocean Cleanup speaks more on this.
It doesn't only directly kill sea life, but due to the absorption of PCBs and DDTs, also poisons the food chain. A food chain that includes us, humans.
It's not just fish that this has started to damage. A study done by a group of researchers from the Netherlands on March 26, 2022, found tiny particles of plastic in human blood for the first time ever. This has raised concerns as more people flee from the red meat diet and start eating more fish and organic goods. So what? What can you do to help decrease the amount of plastic that ends up in the ocean and ultimately your dinner? Start by recycling. It doesn't take a lot of extra effort to get another bin or separate the plastics from the other waste. This will help to make sure that any plastic created is reused instead of ending up in a landfill or being dumped directly into the ocean. You can also help by donating to the Ocean Cleanup, which is a non-profit environment organization whose sole goal is to clean up the ocean and stop the waste at the point of origin. I can't force you to do anything, but I encourage you to pay a little closer attention to the amount of plastic that you're discarding every day.